Okay, today we're going to look at rates, and they're basically like what we've done with ratios, instead the only thing different is we add a label behind it. Okay, so let's take a look at this top part. We're going to be filling some things in. A rate is a ratio comparing two quantities of different kinds of units. So this just means right here, units, that means there's going to be a label on our problems now. A unit rate has a denominator of 1 unit when the rate is written as a fraction. So that means if it's a unit rate, it always has to have a 1 on the bottom. To write a rate as a unit rate, divide. If you want to write the division sign instead of write it out, that's fine. These are your notes. The numerator and denominator of the rate by the denominator. And I'll tell you in I'll show you in 1 second what that means. Give you a second to copy it, and I'm going to go over this example. So the ratio they have is 15 to 5. And then they wrote it in the rate form as a fraction. So 15 characters, that line right there, do you guys see that? That division line? For our purposes, we're going to make it say the word per. So 15 characters per 5 seconds. To make it a unit rate, all you have to do is divide by the bottom number. Because 15 divided by 5 is 3, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So anytime it asks you to find the unit rate, all you have to do is divide by the bottom number. You don't have to worry about finding what factor goes into it. You just divide by the bottom. Any questions so far? Do I need to wait for anyone else? Are we okay? Okay, Emma downloaded 35 songs in 5 minutes. How many songs did she download per minute? So she's asking songs first, so 35 songs is going on top. Yes, we have to write the label now because that's how rates are. Over, how long did it take her to download 35 songs? Yeah, 5 minutes. I'm going to abbreviate minutes. Is that okay with you guys? I didn't think you'd have a problem with it. Okay, we want to find the unit rate. So if I find the unit rate of something, what did I tell you you had to divide by? Trinity? 5. You always divide by the bottom number. So 5 minutes, right? When we do that, 35 divided by 5 is 7 songs on top, right? And on the bottom, 5 divided by 5 is 1 minute. So we're going to write 7 songs per minute. One nice thing about unit rate is that you don't have to worry about the number you're dividing by. It tells you, doesn't it? Isn't that nice? Yeah. Any questions about this problem? Are we ready to move on to our bakery question? Okay, Jonathan is baking several loaves of bread to sell in the bakery. He used 9 cups of water and 12 cups of flour. How much water was used per cup of flour? So how much water, so what's going to go on top? Water. So 9 cups water. And then per cup of flour. How many cups of flour did Jonathan have? Emily? 12 cups flour. Okay. This one's a little different, right? Yeah. Because we know we can't do 9 divided by 12 and get an even answer, correct? Would you guys agree? Yeah. Okay, so we have to do something a little different. What do you think we're going to do?
Divide by 3.
Why divide by 3?
Because 3 goes in
3 goes into both of them. You just have to simplify it. So divide by 3, and we get 3 cups of water on top. I ran room, so it's 3 cups W. And then 12 cups flour. Not 12. Ooh, 4. Sorry, 3/4. Sorry, at least you guys have pencils, right? Okay, so now we have to write it like this. Do you see how it's a fraction? Yeah. We're going to write it as a fraction. So we're going to need 3/4, and then we're going to do the top label after it. So 3/4 cup of water per cup of flour. So when you realize that you can't do like 9 divided by 12, you just simplify it. You take the fraction, and then you always put the top label per bottom label. And we'll practice more once we get into the book after our notes. Okay, the next one is unit price. What do you think is going to be different between a unit rate and a unit price? Ashlyn?
A unit rate is for like a thing, and unit price is for prices.
For prices, unit prices are going to have money. That's the only difference. It's the exact same thing as unit rates, except this one's going to have money. Okay, you can use what you know about a unit rate to find a unit price. The unit price is the cost per unit. To write a price as a unit price, divide the numerator and the denominator of the rate by the denominator. So just like what we did on top. So we're going to take the bottom number and divide it by the top number. For Carolina's birthday, her mom took her, and the A got cut off, 4 friends to a water park. Carolina's mom paid $40 for 5 student tickets. What was the price for A? That A is getting me today. Student ticket. So let's look at the question. What was the price? How much money did Carolina's mom pay? Ava? $40. So $40 go on top. How many student tickets did she buy? Brennan? 5. If this is the unit price, we want to get 1 on the bottom. How do we get 1 on the bottom? What do we have to divide by? 5. Because that's the number on the bottom. Oh, I guess I should put tickets, huh? Do some labeling there. Divided by 5. Because we divided by the bottom number. What's 40 divided by 5? Raise your hand if you know. Lucas?
8.
So $8. 5 divided by 5, Trinity?
1.
1 ticket. So it's $8 per ticket, and that's what we're going to write. $8 per ticket. That's not too terrible, is it? Let's look at our last one, and then we'll go into our book for some more examples. Thea's mom bought an 8-pack of juice boxes at the store for $4. I don't even know what that's supposed to say. Fine. There we go. The unit rate for the juice boxes. Okay, so we're going to put the money on top. So $4. How many boxes of juice did Theo's mom buy? Logan? 8 boxes. It's going to be one of those weird ones, right? So what goes in? Oh my gosh.
You're getting too many.
Okay. What goes in both 4 and 8? Ava. 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. How do you think we're going, what do you think that means in words? How are we going to write that? Yes.
For every $1 per 2 boxes.
What do you guys think? Ashlyn?
For every 50 cents,
Is there one box?
50 cents.
So it's $1 per 2 boxes, right?
And 50 cents for 1.
So she's spending 50 cents per 1 box. Did you guys agree? It's kind of weird how it is there, right? So we're going to look at this 1/2. We're not going to write 1/2. Would you ever say half a dollar? Here's half. Some of you might. In the olden days, there's like $half. But we would say 50 cents, right? So we have 50 cents per juice box. It's easier when it's a 1 on the bottom, isn't it? But when we get, remember, when it's not, you're going to take the fraction. And in this case, we had to change it over because we don't go fractions in money, do we? We do decimals. So 50 cents per juice box. Because if you spend $1 for 2 juice boxes, you split it in half, right? Okay, do we have any questions? Okay, I want you to go to page 34, and we're going to be practicing.